What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you've been thinking about cutting back on alcohol or just cutting it completely out of your life, this video is for you. I'm going to talk about a few things to do and a few things you should definitely not do if you want to be successful in walking away from alcohol for good. Things that I wish I would have thought about, things that I wish I would have known. When I started out, it definitely would have helped me, transition to life without alcohol, make things a lot smoother, enjoyable even. So stick along, and I hope this helps. So first things first is, and this is with anything that you're doing in life, but especially when you want to quit drinking, and that is, why do you want to quit drinking? Have a strong why. Are you tired of feeling like shit? Tired of being tired? Tired of not feeling well? Low on energy? Mental fatigue? Are you tired of not living up to your full potential? For me, all of those apply. I wasn't living up to my full potential, and I knew it deep down, and I didn't want to face it. It's difficult to face that you're not doing, what you should be doing. Holding yourself accountable, it's tough. And if you have a strong enough why, you'll eventually get through it. Do you want to be a better human being for your kids, for your partner? Do you want to advance in your career? Odds are alcohol is holding you back in all of these areas. So sit down with yourself and really think about, is alcohol adding to your life or is it taking away from your life? It was taking away so many things from my life. I didn't even recognize it until things got, they got pretty bad, and I was in a very bad place mentally, and I was there for a while, and I was tired of feeling that way. So I knew I needed to make a change. Another thing, that you're going to have to do is make a commitment. Like, own it. Stay committed to the journey. Stay committed to yourself. It's time to play for keeps. I was going through the motions for so long, and it finally caught up with me. And so I decided I'm going to commit to myself. I'm going to commit to Rhett. And early on it was hard, because there's so many distractions and you're trying to change your life. It's a complete lifestyle change to quit drinking, especially when it's been part of your life for the better part of 2 decades. And without that commitment, you're going to fail over and over again. So make that commitment, own it, and be proud of wanting to better yourself. No matter what other people say, if they don't understand it, that's fine. That has nothing to do with you. The fact of the matter is, you're not happy where you're at, and you need to make a change to get to where you want to go. That's all that matters. And yeah, thoughts are going to run through your head like, oh, what is this person going to think of me? What are my friends going to think of me? If they don't think positively of you, trying to make a change, trying to better yourself, then maybe they're not your friend. Maybe it's time to pick a new crew to hang out with. In my experience, I stepped away from my friends, many different friends groups, and of course those thoughts ran through my mind like, man, what are they going to think? Are they still going to be my friend? And like, Everything's fine. I had to step away from me. You know, I couldn't be around that environment and commit to quitting drinking. It just it it wasn't going to work. And I'll get to that a little later. Number 3, I want you to and this is super important, and this really, really helped me to understand where I wanted to be, where I wanted to go. And that is visualize what kind of life you want. What does your perfect life look like? Are you rested? Are you working out daily? Are you eating healthy? You're not relying on alcohol to have fun, or you're not relying on alcohol to suppress any negative emotions you have, any guilt or shame that you have. What does that look like? Sit down, get a pen and piece of paper, and write down what your ideal life looks like. And embody the feeling of living that life. It will go a long way. And you'll start to notice when you do this practice that alcohol has no business in your life. And it'll help you reinforce why you're quitting in the first place. So try it out. And now a couple of things that I'd like to go over that'll help, and things that you don't want to do that will stall your sobriety, trigger you, relapse. And I dealt with them because I didn't think, I thought I could still live my same life but without alcohol, and that's just not the case. So first thing that you're going to want to do and you're going to want to prepare for is stay away, especially in the beginning. This is so important. I can't stress this enough. Stay away from environments that remind you of drinking, that remind you of partying, that are going to trigger you. So that could, if you're used to going over to your buddy's house on the weekend, watching the game, drinking beers, that gets out of hand, you got to cut that out. Set healthy boundaries with your friends and just be like, hey, look, like, I can't come over, and be honest with them. Don't lie, don't make up stories. Just like, look, I'm trying to quit drinking, trying to cut back, trying to better my life. Like, I just can't. I'm just going to watch the game at home. Stay away from bars, restaurants, anything that you associate drinking with, just cut that out completely. And like I said, I tried to live my same life, hanging out with the same people, doing the same things without alcohol. And in the beginning, it's just way too hard. You're just setting yourself up for failure. And it's just not going to work. You have to get to a point, and it's going to take some time, to where you're able to be back in those environments without being triggered. And it's not going to happen in the first few weeks or first few months. It's going to take a while. For me, I would say 3 months, I started thinking like, okay, maybe I can go here, maybe I can go there, only for a little bit. 6 months, I was definitely more comfortable being in those environments. And then around the year mark, I felt like I was going out more, hanging out with friends, being in those environments where I used to drink, and I felt comfortable. And now, 3 years sober, I can pretty much go anywhere and not be tempted to drink. The hardest part is being around drunk people. And so, I set boundaries. I will usually just leave early, stay for a few hours, say hi to everyone. And as soon as things start getting sideways, getting slippery, I'm out. Bedtime. Another thing that I want you to focus on is focus on what you're gaining. Don't focus on, the things that you're losing. It's easy to get caught up in that FOMO, fear of missing out. Like, oh, all my friends are doing this. Like, man, we used to have so much fun. That's just a trap. That's a trap. It's a trick your ego plays on you. because that's what's familiar. Even though deep down you know, if you go to that concert, you go to that bar, you go to the restaurant, that barbecue, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're going to see people drinking, having a good time. All these emotions and feelings are going to start popping up in your head. You're like, oh, whatever. I'll just have one. Then two, then three, then four, then five. You're not missing out. I used to think the same thing, but you've been there before. You've been there plenty of times. It's all the same. Maybe slight variances here and there, but again, you're not missing out. Focus on what you're gaining. Think back to your visualization where you were thinking about how your life can look without alcohol. Focus on that. Focus on being healthier. Focus on having better relationships. Focus on sleeping better. It goes a long way, especially when you're tempted. It's easy in today's society that we always focus on the negative, but I want you to focus on what's positive in your life and expand on that. Expand on the things you have. Focus on being grateful for the things that you have in your life, the people you have in your life, and not all the things that you're missing, all the material things that you don't have. That's a mindset of lack, and we don't want that. So focus on the positive things in your life, and more things will pop in your life that you can be grateful for. There's so much to be grateful for in our lives. If you guys just, myself included, stop and think about all the great things and all the great people we have in our lives. Again, it's easy to get caught up in all the negative stuff going on, but focus on what you can do. You can control your words, your thoughts, and your actions. And if you do that, I promise you, you can start to live in a more positive way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. To recap, if you're thinking about quitting drinking, ask yourself why. Why do you want to quit drinking? It's important to have a strong why. Commit to what you're trying to accomplish. Commit to quitting drinking. Commit to building a better life for yourself. And then visualize what that life looks like. What does your ideal life look like? What does your ideal day look like? And go through a full day of what you would like your life to look like. And things that you definitely don't want to do. Do not, especially early on, do not put yourself in situations, environments, people that are going to trigger you to drink. It's easy to do, and you're just setting yourself up for failure. And last, focus on what you're gaining by quitting drinking, and don't focus on what you're missing out on. Okay? Simple steps. You got this. Take care of yourself. See you on the next one.